Jackson Archer. Thank you so much for coming back again for another video. Today, me and my family will be watching the second episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Before we get into that, go ahead and click that notification bell so that every time I put out a new video, you'll know about it. So the episode tonight is called The Star-Spangled Man, which, if you remember the first Captain America movie, is a song that's featured in that movie after Captain America, Steve Rogers, becomes the super soldier, but he's not on the battlefield yet. He is a showman, basically, promoting bonds for the war. The song that plays right there is called The Star-Spangled Man with a Plan. The Star-Spangled Man with a Plan. I don't know if we'll hear that song, but I really hope we do, because that would be such a callback to the first Avenger. So other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of opinions going into this one, other than I really hope that Bucky and Sam get together pretty quick. That's something that I've heard that does happen in this episode. So if that were to not happen in this episode, I would be very fearful for the outcome of the show. Not the outcome, but just the show in general. Yeah, because there's only 6 episodes and they kind of need to get together in this one to get the plot going. Because I'll admit the first episode was kind of slow, but it was setting up trauma to play out through the rest of the show. I can't wait to see Bucky and Sam get together. I think I've heard that there's going to be some scenes with U.S. Agent, which I'm pretty sure his name is John Walker, and he was a Marine, formerly in the U.S. military. To my understanding, his character in the comics, he's just this ferocious dog, basically, that takes orders and gets the job done. Basically, kind of how Captain America was in the beginning. He did what he was told, he got the job done, but he was never a bad man. And I don't think U.S. Agent will be a bad man either, but maybe some of the things, some of the ways he goes about doing things might be questionable pertaining to carrying the Captain America shield. So we'll have to see what happens, but I'm excited to see Bucky and Sam get together finally. Let's see what everybody else has to say.
I really hated the ending with that guy's little smug smile, and it was just a big F you from the government to Sam Wilson. So I hope, since there's only 6 episodes, that keep things moving quickly, and they just like beat up that guy and take the shield back. That's what I'm hoping to see from this episode. And I hope they get to the Zemo stuff pretty soon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about this one.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of Zemo. I want to see him.
Maybe, I'm hoping the title maybe means like they finally get the shield back. I hope they wrap up the story with that smug asshole and get the shield back, and then they become the Star-Spangled Men.
When you say wrap up the story with U.S. Agent, do you literally mean wrap up his story, or do you mean wrap up the story as in they get the shield back from him somehow in this episode, which I agree with, I think is going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much. I just want them to get the shield back. I don't really think he should be a big character, especially when there's only 6 episodes, and Zemo should be the main villain of this show. I don't want U.S. Agent to be around for like 3 or 4 episodes. I think they should wrap that up and get the shield back so they can be the ones using the shield for the rest of these 4 episodes. Excited for Zemo.
I just don't know what this episode is going to be about at all. I haven't heard anything, so I really have no idea. But like they were saying, if it's only going to be 6 episodes, and after tonight would only be 4 more left, I do think that the 2 of them, Sam and Bucky, need to get together. They need to get together quickly and start working together, and also get the shield back. That should happen really quickly, and I like to see that.
Any expectations going into it?
I haven't been paying attention.
You said you liked this show better than The Walking Dead, at least. But I think you said you liked it better than WandaVision. So do you have better than episode 1 of WandaVision? Do you have anything, expectations going into this one?
It'll be fun to see how the new Captain America works out in the world, and I kind of think they're gonna make him a little bit of a doofus who doesn't quite do things the right way, the way our beloved Captain America does. So we'll see.
I don't think he's going to be doofus or like get beat up by any of the villains. I think he's going to be extremely effective at beating up on bad guys, but I think the way he goes about doing it will be questionable. Like Captain America was never about brutally hurting somebody. I think that's what's going to happen with him, is that he's going to be very brutal and not something that Steve Rogers would have stood for. Only 4 more left after this. Not have 9 episodes like WandaVision. Let's get into it. Episode 2, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. U.S. agent. Yeah, this is gonna be him. This is the football scene.
Asshole.
Where's this Captain America?
Yeah, John Walker. U.S. agent.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. That's Kurt Russell's
Yeah.
son.
Living the glory days. Be nervous.
Everybody in the world expects me to be something. I don't want to fail them.
Good luck.
Morning, John, Captain America.
2 weeks ago, we're prepping the team for a special ops mission in Chile, and now this.
I just want to do the job.
This is the job, John. Tar Spangled man with a plan and all that.
That's
It's
the
all
line.
in the job description. Comes with expectations, man.
Listen to your friend.
Can't.
No, this is just the new Marvel intro. That's just jazz.
Government's fault.
Alright, not this guy's fault. He's just doing what he's told.
What is it like being Captain America?
It's the greatest honor of my life.
John Walker, first person in American history to receive 3 medals of honor. He tested off the charts in every measurable category.
I'm not Tony Stark, I'm not Dr. Banner. But what I do have is guts. I got big shoes to fill.
Did you know Steve Rogers?
Well, I lived 2 years at West Point with Steve when I never met him.
You can't hate him. He seems like a good guy.
He's saying all the right things right now.
Does he mean it?
Perhaps himself's wish was to give it to Sam.
Yeah.
I think it didn't break my heart to see them march him out there and call him the new Captain America. You had no right to give up the shield, Sam. You're not going to come here in your overextended life and tell me about my rights.
So he did do a nice thing though to
Besides, I
honor the
figured
shield and put it in the museum.
this online group called the Flag Smashers. I feel that they might be a part of the Big Three.
What big thing?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely.
No, it's not.
How do you know about them now?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
These guys aren't magic. All right? They use brute force just like you. I'm coming with you. No, you're not.
Well, this was a scene.
Yeah.
Our plan, attack.
Enjoy your ride, Buck.
No, you can't call me that.
Why not? That's what Steve called me.
Steve knew me longer. We're 200 feet. You can still up for a shoot.
He's gonna jump out.
He's gonna like grab onto a tree.
Like drugs.
Get out of my face, Sam, or I'll break it.
Okay, head north. Come on.
I bet they're gonna run into U.S. agent. I love that Red Wing like whistles like a bird.
Yeah.
Little time in Wakanda and you come out White Panther. It's actually White Wolf.
He references his name.
White Wolf.
I got a vibranium arm. I can take the thing, and I can fly. Who gives a shit? Wait.
This is a good
You want to
stuff.
see two? There's an 8th person. I think they have a hostage.
Oh, this is the fight game. They always show that the super soldiers and Black Panther can run faster.
Yeah, she's probably bad.
Yeah, she is bad. They're like
Oh my God.
super soldiers too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll get them.
Yeah.
She kicked Bucky all the way.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
What do you hear? They're using the Captain America music.
Civil War music.
Yeah.
Good. Give it to me. Shield doesn't belong to you. Yeah, that's much.
Oh,
What you did an all-pro one. Back of the truck.
He's saved, Bucky.
That's funny.
Those are all super soldiers, Sam.
I know.
Oh my God, this poor guy.
I can actually see it. I can see the gears turning. I figure out where the serum's coming from.
Aww.
Wait,
They're just gonna walk right past him.
who is that?
All right, well then we gotta work together.
That's not happening. Just because you carry that shield, it doesn't mean you're Captain America.
Look, I've done the work.
They say their mission is to get things back to the way it was during the blip.
I got mad respect for both of them, but you're kind of getting your asses kicked to the show.
Who are you?
Battlestar, Josh Fife.
Battlestar.
Stop the car!
I'm not trying to be Steve. I'm not trying to replace Steve. I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be.
I don't think there needs to be a Captain America. At least right now, he seems like a decent guy.
Right, so time will tell.
I hear more and more people talk about the freedom fighters who are pushing back.
They're already looking for us. I'm wiping our aliases off in public traffic sites now.
We can't let the same arseholes who were put back in power after the big one, because after tomorrow there's no going back.
One people!
Let's take the shield, Sam. Let's take the shield and do this ourselves.
Do you remember what happened the last time we stole it?
Sharon was branded enemy of the state, and Steve and I were on the run for 2 years. There is someone that you should meet.
Black. Because I'm black and I'm the Falcon? Are you like Black Kid?
That's hilarious. Luke Skywalker level cameo.
So I'm the guy from the bar in Goyang's here.
How do you know this guy?
I used to. We had a skirmish in the Korean War. Lucky day. He said what he for himself. Sam, this is Isaiah. He was a hero.
I whooped your ass. Then, so the U.S. military dropped me behind the line to go deal with him. I took half that little arm in that fight in Goyang. He's managed to grow it back.
Not a killer anymore. There's more of you and me out there.
You and me. Don't talk about it anymore.
He's a super soldier.
They put my ass in jail for 30 years, running tests, taking my blood.
I see you.
Get out of my house!
Steve didn't know about him?
He didn't. I didn't tell him.
Yeah, bro.
No, we just talked.
We're fine.
This is step out
No,
of
he's not bothering me. Do you know who this is?
Assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wilson. Wait here, okay?
They're harassing him.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them. They're just
Let's
talking. Even if you're arguing.
And why would they assume, are you okay,
Tell me about
Bucky?
it.
There's a warrant out for your arrest.
The president pardoned him for all that.
You missed your court-mandated therapy. I'm sorry, Mr. Marks, you're under arrest.
I've heard a lot about you. I'm Dr. Rayner, a James therapist.
Great to see you again.
You got it, kid. You know.
It's too valuable an asset to have tied up, so just do whatever you gotta do with him and send him off.
I get it. Why you want me to talk to Freaky Magoo over here?
But it's the only way that I can see of you getting over whatever's eating you. Are you familiar with the miracle question?
Absolutely not.
In my miracle, he would talk less.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
It's time for the soul gazing exercise.
I like this one. Thank you.
That's what The Rock and Kevin Hart did. Artificial intelligence.
You should really enjoy it. You happy now?
All right.
Yeah.
It's a little close.
It's very close.
What are you doing? Are you having a staring contest?
Why'd you give up that shield? Why are you making such a big deal out of something that has nothing to do with you?
It does have to do.
Steve gave you that shield for a reason. That shield, that is everything he stood for.
Maybe he was wrong about you, and if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Maybe this is something you or Steve will never understand. But can you accept that I did what I thought was right? We will deal with that. And when we're done, never see each other again. Like that.
They'll
Oh,
patch it
that
up.
look, what's wrong?
We divide ourselves, we don't stand a chance. You guys know that. We think that she's taking the medicine she just stole to one of these camps.
Where's she now, Walker? Do you know?
No, we don't know, Bucky.
But you guys have rules of engagement and all kind of authorizations you have to get. We're more flexible. So it wouldn't make sense for us to work with you.
Stay the hell out of my way.
There it is. Direct fire at him rather than the plane.
Yeah.
When I say I send my people, don't take that to heart. That's not what he meant. He meant Hydra. He knows all of Hydra's secrets. So you remember Siberia? We're gonna go see Zemo.
I was gonna end that way.
Oh my god.
I knew it.
Damn. I was not expecting it to end there. This episode was much better. Because I was not expecting that went by fast.
A lot more action in the first one. We were all expecting a lot more action in this one, so I'm very satisfied in that regard. All the emotional aspects of this episode were really, really good, both on the side of Sam and really Bucky a lot more. John Walker, U.S. agent, from the beginning and really all the way through most of the episode, I thought, as well as the rest of us, we all kind of thought, he's not a bad guy. He seems kind of like a decent guy. But I think he was just saying all the right things. And at the end, the last line he says in this show, "You better stay out of my way," to Sam, that's not something Captain America would stand for, not something Captain America would say. So, as I said in the reaction, his true colors are kind of coming through right there. The mold is cracking. Bucky says this at the beginning, before they get on the C-17, I think, at the beginning. He tells Sam he didn't have the right to give up that shield. Then at the end, when him and Sam are with the therapist, he asks Sam why he gave up the shield. And then you really kind of understand where Bucky's coming from when Bucky explains to Sam that was Steve's legacy, that shield represents everything he stood for. And Bucky almost gets kind of teary-eyed and he says, Steve was wrong in giving Sam the shield, then maybe Steve was wrong about Bucky. And Bucky being able to redeem himself. That was the whole reason for Steve trying to free Bucky in the events of Civil War. Bucky really feels that if Steve was wrong about you, then maybe he was wrong about me. So I felt really bad for Bucky in that moment, and you kind of really understand where he's coming from and how much it really hurt him as much as it probably hurt Sam to see the government having given Walker the shield in the persona of Captain America when he's clearly not fit to hold that persona. Who are these other people, or what organization are they with that is manufacturing a serum that gives them super soldier abilities? We don't know. Hopefully that's fleshed out more in the show. I thought it was really good, so let's see what everybody else has to say.
Chungus hated the episode. She wants her food now. I love getting to see Sam and Bucky interacting, having a little buddy cop thing. That was really fun to see. I've been waiting for that. I like that they showed US Agent's true colors, and I hope that in the next episode they finally get the shield back. Oh, the ending with Zemo was crazy. I can't wait to see him, and maybe they're gonna have to let him out. Yeah. You know, I like what you said about maybe the US Agent is secretly working for Hydra. I think that would be pretty cool.
I think that was kind of the dialogue that Bucky was talking about at the end, the very end.
Yeah, well, I know there's a famous comic thing where Cap is revealed to be a Hydra agent, and they kind of reference that in the in-game scene where he said it as a trick, but I think it would also be a nice reference if this guy is actually working for Hydra, so they have a reason to, he's not just like some guy doing his job, he's actually a double agent. That would be a good reason for them to beat him up and take the shield back. This episode was a lot better than the premiere. When it ended, I thought we were only 20 minutes in because it just kept going. So this is a really great episode, and with Zemo, I'm excited for the next one. And so is Chungus.
Yeah, I think
Chungus, fight!
I think they're probably gonna break Zemo out somehow because they need intel from him about what's going on and any information that he has, and then he's probably just gonna escape and go do his own thing. Or what's also possible, Zemo's in jail, but he's a really smart, resourceful guy. He could be behind this Flag Smasher group, and the one who's feeding them all their information or somehow getting them their resources. So that could be really interesting, and they don't know. If that's true, they might not know that they're handing the bad guys their leader. What did you think of Walker and like his whole persona? Because in the beginning I really thought he was a decent guy, and by the end, that last line that he had, I was like, fuck you.
I think they're teasing that he's not, just because we kind of had some sympathy for him in the beginning because he's just this guy doing his job, even if those orders aren't really the right thing to do. But I think if they make him more villainous, he has different motives, that would give us more reason to not sympathize with him, and we realize that he's not a good guy and he shouldn't be the one holding the shield. He already shouldn't be the one holding the shield, but if he's a bad guy, then yeah, we're gonna fight him and take it back.
It seems like he is going to follow what the government says and wants him to do, and that's not who Captain America, it was in the beginning of Steve's journey, but by the time of Civil War, Steve was a lot about, he's going to do what he believes to be right.
They want Steve's legacy to carry on, like we said, through the Falcon or through Bucky, and not through this random guy the government picked. We want it to be Cap's wish. And he trusted Sam because he knew Sam would stand for what he stood for. He doesn't trust the shield with the government. this Cap never really liked the government. He stood for what he believed was right.
The scene where they were all in the Jeep on the highway after the first truck battle, and Walker was saying, I'm not trying to replace Steve, I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can.
Yeah.
And that point is when Bucky and Sam got out of the truck and just walked.
Yeah.
And that's what made me kind of think in that moment, which I already thought this before the show came out, but I was thinking that when he said, I'm trying to be the best Captain America I can, I was like, just thinking in my head, I don't think there needs to be a Captain America. I think Bucky and Sam together, working together as a team with the Shield, carry on the legacy of Captain America.
Just like there doesn't need to be a new Iron Man.
Yeah,
just carry on the legacy through children.
So you agree with that?
I definitely agree.
And I think maybe that might not be played out by the end of this series, but I think moving forward in Phase 4 and beyond, that will be established.
Yeah, definitely. I think they need to eventually move on from like the Shield and from the Iron Man suit, and these new people need to shine in their own light and carry on the legacy. Because I don't think you can just hold on to the Shield forever. You need to put it to rest eventually.
As long as Bucky and Sam are around.
Yeah.
The Shield's
it's different with them, but I'm
because
saying
they were directly connected.
Yeah, I'm thinking long term, like, because after a while, once Sam and Bucky are dead, and then like the Shield gets passed on, at that point I'd want it to be put to rest and not just have some random person now have the Shield.
And the government will do the right thing.
Yeah.
When they're done with it.
Yeah.
Sam didn't make a bad choice giving the Shield, like donating the Shield to the museum, but I think it's the right choice now for them to take up the mantle.
And also, I guess what I'm saying is, like, he doesn't, just like we were saying, there doesn't need to be a new Iron Man. It should just be Spider-Man, and he's carrying on the legacy because he's the child of Tony. And just like Falcon, I don't think Falcon needs to be the new Captain America. He just needs to be Falcon, and he's carrying on the legacy of Captain America.
Through the Shield.
Through the Shield, yeah.
And my ideology is that Bucky is a part of that. It's a combination of Sam and Bucky.
Yeah.
The first thing that struck me was when they were in the talking to the therapist.
Yeah.
What did he? I think it was when they were talking to the therapist, and he called him Freaky Magoo. Is that what he said, or McGill?
Freaky Magoo, I think, something
Freaky
like that.
Magoo. That made me laugh, and I wrote it down.
I think I laughed in the reaction.
And I'm gonna start using that because I've got Freaky Magoos. I'm surrounded by.
Might have been Freako Magoo.
I'm going to be using that a lot in the coming weeks. I don't like the fighting between Sam and Bucky. I wish they would just get on board with each other and have resolved it quicker. They're drawing that out a little bit. It bugs me in general, but I also wrote it doesn't honor Cap because he didn't go around really arguing with people.
He argued with Tony.
I was getting ready to say, he had one big argument with Tony, but overall, he didn't quibble with people, and they're like doing a lot of quibbling. So it just kind of bugs me. I wish they would get past that. But
they'll be like brothers by the end of this.
Right. And I don't expect them to be like brothers now, but they're doing an awful lot of quibbling.
By the end of the show, they'll be.
I don't know. They're drawing that out too much for me, the arguing. I'm like, come on already. Let's work together and get shit done. I wrote, I want to be a super soldier. 3 exclamation points in a LOL. I like that the new guy, John Walker, I like that he's Kurt Russell's son.
Okay, I don't know where you were going with that, but I like the actor. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I like, you know where I was going with that. I like that he's Kurt Russell's son. That just makes him more enjoyable to watch, just because that's cool.
That's about the only thing that's enjoyable about him.
I wrote, I like that the new guy is Kurt Russell's son. And I remember that his name is John Walker. And my last thing I wrote, it's no WV, LOL. Can anybody figure it out? It's no WV.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nobody knows? What do you think WV stands for? WandaVision!
WandaVision.
It's no WandaVision, LOL, but it's good.
Do you think Wanda will be your favorite character going into Phase 4?
Well, now that if Black Widow's not in it, yeah. There's a
Wanda's
strong
gonna be in Doctor Strange.
There's a strong chance if I watch, because I really loved WandaVision. for several reasons. I really love WandaVision. If she's in Doctor Strange and Black Widow's gone, not coming back, yeah, I gotta have me a new girl power person, and Wanda's won me over. But I love WandaVision. My notes say it's no WV, LOL, but it's good. Chris Evans ain't in it, so it's just not the same for me.
I guess what I'm saying about, like, I don't want the shield to go on, I guess it's less about the shield and more about the role of Captain America. Because I guess I'd be more fine with the shield being passed through because it's this iconic physical thing. But I guess I'm saying the mantle of Captain America, same thing with Iron Man. I don't want there to be a new Captain America and a new Iron Man every 10 years. Those titles and those roles will always be the originals. Like, I don't think there should be a new one.
Yeah.
But the shield is less important than the title of it.
Symbols are nothing without the women, men and women who give them meaning.
Exactly. Yeah, like I'm fine with Falcon. You know, he's carrying on the legacy and holding the shield, and there can be all these new people, but I don't want there to ever be a new Captain America.
So that's where I was kind of confused with you originally. Was what I'm saying is, and I'm fine if they go for all of Phase 4 and 5 with Bucky and Sam using the shield, and then they retire it to a museum or something. Would you be okay with if, when Bucky and Sam are eventually finished with the shield, if they pass it on to somebody else who isn't a Captain America but continues the legacy?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's all good. That's where I wasn't communicating it well.
Okay, yeah. So
I agree.
Whether they put it in a museum,
because now I think about it, the shield is less important than the actual person.
Did you like the episode better than the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one was a little slow. A lot of times first episodes are to get a show started. Pilots aren't always like woohoo, like the best you think they're going to be. It wasn't bad. I would just say it was a little slow. I definitely like this one better. And if those two start working together better, less fighting, like the whole I mean, I don't know. It's just they just need to get working together more.
The therapy scene was briefly shown in one of the, I think it was the first official trailer for the show. Yeah, it was sad to see them not come to some resolution together in that moment. So I think they were just both very heated in that moment, and they will come to a resolution together, hopefully before the last episode, but I think definitely by the last episode.
I think when Bucky said if he was wrong about you, then maybe he was wrong about me, that was pretty emotional scene. I hope Sam's understanding. That's pretty big, pretty important. You know, because Bucky still, in the first episode, it shows you the nightmares that he still has from the bad things that he had done. So so for him to say that in the very next episode is pretty big and says a lot. So he opened up to Sam.
And
so Sam needs to receive that information.
Sam also, I can't remember exactly what he says, but he says something back to Bucky. He says, I don't know if you or Steve will ever understand, but maybe you won't ever understand, but I don't know what he said, but it made sense from Sam's point of view too. But I completely agree with Bucky that he should never have given the shield. The greatest opinion for last.
I forget, what did we just watch again? It's been so long, I can't remember. No, that was a good show. I'm looking forward to seeing it some more. And yeah, I think the new Captain America is not going to be a hero like the old Captain America was.
Yeah.
I heard some of you talk about he might be working for Hydra or something.
Yeah, that was by the dialogue that Bucky was using at the end.
So that might play out, and even if he is on the good side, I don't think he's going to be heroic in any way. It's just not going to work out.
Whether he's bad or not, that was another thing that I noticed from the first point you see him in action on the truck fight scene towards the beginning, is he pulls out a gun and shoots one of the bad guys. I understand he's not a super soldier, so he needs extra protection, if you want to call it that. That's just not something Captain America would do. So you can't really call yourself Captain America if you're going to shoot somebody.
This will be a good show to keep watching. I almost wish we could binge watch the whole season in one weekend rather than have to wait a week between episodes. I'm not used to doing that.
Yeah.
But at least I'm looking forward to it.
What do you think they're going to do with that old man who's a super soldier?
Isaiah, he'll come back into the show, I think.
That'd be really cool.
I don't think
if
he's one and done. Just he'll come back and make a difference.
Yeah.
Isaiah, the old man who's a super soldier, I think that that plays into why there are other super soldiers, because he was experimented on, his blood was taken. But what I'm still confused on is, how did he become a super soldier for the U.S. government? Because to my understanding, Steve was the only person who got the serum, and there was no more. But then Hydra evidently got Bucky some of the serum, or maybe he wasn't ever a Winter Soldier or a super soldier at the beginning, and Hydra stole some replicated serum from the U.S. and that's how Bucky became a super soldier. I don't know. But somehow there have been other manufacturers of the super soldier serum. So hopefully they explain some of that more. Overall, I really liked this episode. I really liked the first episode, but you can't deny that the action content makes it better. For some people at least. I enjoy seeing the action. So I really like this episode. I hope to see Bucky and Sam come to a resolution together over the course of the next 4 episodes, and by the end be like brothers again. Well, not again, not that they ever were really, but I hope that they become like brothers by the end of the series. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like on the video, as it helps out the channel and the video a lot. Let us know what you think of the episode down in the comment section. If you haven't seen our reaction to episode 1, that will be linked below as well. So go check that out. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more family fun, wholesome content like this with all the pets. Wherever you are in the world, have a great rest of your day. As always, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.